So guys, welcome to this series about my contest prep, the entire journey from the beginning to the end. And hopefully I'm able to actually push through it and actually make it to the stage and also have a successful transition into the off season. Because I know that many people struggle with that, and I've even struggled with that in 2017 myself. So this series is all about the upcoming journey that lies ahead of myself, but I want to take you out for a ride as well. This video is all about the actual contest prep. That means the initial plan, the structure that I have laid out for myself, when to make adjustments, and also the small hacks and gimmicks I'm using from the get-go. So here are 5 things that I'm actually going to implement in the competition season. Thing number 1, it's a normal step counter. So take a look at that one. It's the arm run. The arm run pedometer, whatever it's called. It's basically just there to track your steps, and it does it very, very well. And it only costs $20. Only $20 instead of like, what is it? What does a Fitbit cost nowadays? 180 quid or so? So only for $20, you are actually clipping that and attaching that to your pants and track your steps on a day-to-day basis. And I would even assume that this does a better job than something like a fitness gadget because its sole purpose is to actually track your steps and nothing else. You can't go wrong with that small gadget to actually have and track your activity levels throughout the contest prep. Second of all, I actually need to grab that one. Give me a moment. It is this piece, this small piece, 20 kilograms. It's a weighted vest. Let me just put it away. A little bit out of breath already. Anyway, the weighted vest. I saw that experimenter. Shout out to Eric Zalazar. What an amazing name, by the way. And also James Krieger, who supported him with his contest prep here in the last season. The weighted vest experiment is definitely not the most productive thing for everyone out there, especially the ones who are working at an office. But for me, I'm working from at home. So for me, it is kind of a luxury so that I can wear this kind of gadget. I will not just wear the entire 20 kilograms for the entire contest prep, but what I'm planning and doing is to balance and counteract the lost weight. This weight comes with 1 kilogram blocks, and I'm just going to add 1 kilogram blocks for every kilogram lost. If I were to add the entire 20 kilograms to my frame and walk around with it on a day-to-day basis, I would kill my traps and my upper back would just be fried and I couldn't really train productively anymore. If you want to give it a try, don't make the mistake of just add the weight to the vest. Don't do it. Number 3, plan everything ahead. So I have my entire contest prep planned out already. Sure, there will always be times where things won't go as planned and you have to make some adjustments. But have a plan, have a rate of weight loss that you are aiming for. If that's not in the green zone for 1 week, make adjustments right away. Don't waste any kind of time, especially at the beginning of the contest prep. Otherwise, you will run into time restraints later down the line, and this could possibly bite you in the ass and make things just much harder. I have my contest prep laid out already. My estimated stage weight will be somewhere around 69, 68 kilograms, depending on where or how much muscle mass I gained in the off season. We'll take a look at that. And yeah, 4th, I would say, let's move over to number 4. So number 4 is have a support system behind you. What I'm referring to is definitely involve and include your friends and family. Let them know what this means to you, to your environment, and everything that comes along with a contest prep in it for itself, what the potential consequences are, what possibly could happen. Let them know so that they are very well aware of the potential downsides, but also maybe the ups and downs, right? And that they are supporting you along the journey because they don't know what a contest prep is most of the time, unless they are competitors or people who are participating in the sport themselves. They simply don't know what bodybuilding is, what that fuss is, why you want to be in Speedos on stage and present your strider glutes to an audience in front of you, right? They simply don't know. And that's why I would highly recommend you letting them know why you want to do it and the potential consequences that the contest prep could have on them even. That brings me to kind of a point that is implied in the last point, and that is don't let the prep negatively impact your life and your environment. It is your decision. It is kind of in your control to not let it negatively impact your environment. If it does, take some measurements to actually against that. It's simply not worth it to step on stage to risk your relationship with your loved ones. And that implies family, friends, kids, stuff like that. All right. So don't let that negatively impact your environment. And fifth, have a strategy for the post-show period. Right? I can't stress it enough. The entire thing can be planned out very well ahead of time. If you have a solid strategy at hand, it makes things so much easier. That doesn't mean that everything will go as planned, but I would always then encourage you to at least have somewhat of a guideline. Because if things got hard, you at least have that red line you can hold on to. And if you don't have that, it just makes things so much harder to then follow through with a successful prep, because then you need to start to wing it or to come up with a strategy on the go. And if you're then so emotionally invested and so lethargic, or you have that prep brain, things will most likely go to shit. So plan ahead of time. Have a strategy at hand for certain situations, for certain occasions, right? So that you make it as smoothly as possible. And then when something comes up, then be it, right? Some things are out of our control and we need to take it as it comes. But we can do as much planning as possible so that the things we are able to control, we can control. That being said, my contest prep is about to start here on the, let me just bring up my date, on the 9th of November. And I'm going to step on stage probably first around July and August next year. But I wanted to give myself enough time because I have 2 kids at home and also the love of my life. And I don't want them to experience anything negative regarding my prep. Because after all, it is my decision to do that prep, and they have not deserved to be negatively impacted by the decisions I'm making. I'll try my very best to keep them out of it negatively, but involve them positively. And I hope that makes sense. And of course, I need to plug one product of ours, and that is, together with the guys from JPS, Jacob Skappas and Lyndon Purcell, we produce a contest prep ebook that is called The Ultimate Guide to Contest Prep. So if you want somewhat of a help and you don't have the financial power and freedom to actually hire a coach to help you through a contest prep, this ebook is for you. Go check it out in the description below. I think it will also pop up somewhere here, right? Go and check it out. It's an in-depth ebook about the entire procedure of a contest prep from the beginning to the post-show period, and you should be very well set up. So that all being said, this series is about for kind of you, but also for me to look back in hindsight when I'm old, when all the gray hairs are there and not just like a couple of ones, when all the gray hairs are there, to look them back at this season, and hopefully also as a data point in the future for upcoming seasons as well, to always look back, reflect on this season, to then improve in the future and make things better in the future. But especially for you to get an insight of how I'm training, how I structure things, how I adjust things, when to adjust things, so that you can get a better idea about everything. This is actually a case study for you. Like, you are basically my coach, or the observer, the observant coach, right? So yeah, guys, if you have any kind of questions or so, let me know in the description below. If you have any kind of things that you would like to see in these kind of videos or me talking about during the contest prep, let me know as well. I'm absolutely transparent and open about all the things that I'm doing, and I'm more than happy to share all of the information, because this journey is about you and I, and that's why I'm trying to involve you guys. So until next time, guys, see you soon.